Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolours. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello YouTubers and welcome back to my channel, How to Paint Watercolours with me, Colin. Welcome to any new subscribers. Stretch my paper and I'm just leaving a thin film of water on the paper, and then want to take a kitchen roll and I want to dry off an area. We will be layering the sky up, so we'll be doing it in a couple of stages. This is cadmium yellow light, cadmium yellow deep. This is cadmium orange and permanent rose. Just want to drop this in places. Cadmium yellow deep just to really deepen parts of it as well as we come out towards the edge. Touch of the cadmium orange down here in the hills. Soften the orange in. And we're going to leave this to dry, but before it dries, so that the paper doesn't shrink, is wet around the edges just to keep the paper really moist. And then we're just going to leave that to dry. Now that that's dry, I'm just going to re-wet the paper again. As it dries out, if you keep re-wetting the area around where you've painted without touching the paint, you will actually stop the paper from shrinking. You can also use a hairdryer for that as well. And at this point now, I'm going to come across very quickly with some water. This is permanent rose and phthalo blue. Then just lift a tiny little bit out, just to allow it to show through. Some water. Phthalo blue and indigo. Adding some of the phthalo blue and permanent rose to it. Bringing the colours together. Trying to get the strength right. Remember, it will dry a lot lighter. This is an African sunset. Bringing some of the permanent rose in as well, just to mix with this colour. Like I always say, more interest in the sky. Indigo and phthalo blue. Right at the top, quite deep. Once again, just bringing the colour together and watching the strength of it all. Adding deeper colour where I think it needs it. Same colour, indigo and phthalo blue. Just allowing it to go really wherever it wants to. Again, just keeping the bright areas bright. So once again, with your kitchen towel, I do actually want to take some clouds out through the tree. Changing to a clean piece each time we take the paint off. Create some interesting shapes, as I always say. And into the bottom we'll put some Naples yellow. Checking out the rocks. Put them nice and clear. And then we're going to leave that to dry. Now that your sky's dry, I'm just going to re-wet these background sort of hills or mountains. Some clean water. Some of your sky colour. Just going to run this along the top, allowing it to drift down. Feathering it in at the bottom here, nice and pale on this side. Maybe they're dropping into the distance. Just drop a little bit of the orange in, just for some variation. This will turn up sort of a browny grey, but it doesn't matter. And then at this point, I'm going to put some of the cad yellow deep onto the edges of these rocks. We will be scraping them out later, so this is why I want this colour underneath so that it won't show through. Well, that's the plan. And maybe I'll just add a little bit of light to the rocks. Makes them interesting. Feather the bottoms in. Soften them off. Just going to take my mop brush, dry it off. So with a really dark mixture. Split your mop brush open. Take some of the French ultramarine and burnt umber on the tips, and we'll begin to put this African tree in. There is some down here, but it's too wet at the moment. I do want some of the clouds to show through. And then we're going to leave that to dry. Now that your rocks are dry, I just want to take some more Naples yellow and begin to deepen it along here, all along the bottom of the painting. Phthalo blue, indigo permanent rose and burnt sienna. Just going to bring some streaks in of this along the planes, soften this in. It's darker on the front. We can put a little more foliage on the tree. Once again, back to my mop brush. Making it darker, I really want this to stand out. And once again we leave this to dry, and once this is dried, what we'll do when it's completely dry, we will glaze over the back with some of the sky colour. I'm just taking some of the phthalo blue and the permanent rose and indigo just to create a little violet colour. And now we're going to really water this down to produce a glaze. Just want to check it. That'll do it. I want to bring it round the rocks first. Going as quickly as I can. We can move to a bigger brush. As the evening casts a shadow over the plains. Once again with the damp brush, just go along the horizon line, and then we're going to allow that to dry. Down with some burnt umber and French ultramarine. We can begin to put our tree in. A little paint at the bottom will soften it in. Just darkening one side. Again, just softening that in. Applying some to these first two rocks here while we just see if this will scrape. Leaving some of the underlying colour to show through. Soften this into the grass. I'm just using my oil painting knife. Softening off once again. Come on to the next set. Soften that in. Taking my bigger brush. Bring some grasses out. Just to set these rocks in place. Soften that in as well. I think that's all I want to do to that. I'm going to put a couple of birds in. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe. Subscribers are always welcome. You get round to the really good bits. It's where you get to sign it, bounce it and frame it. Nice colourful one for your wall. I'll leave a couple of suggestions at the end of the video. Some YouTube painting videos I've made. And a link in the description box to the whole list for YouTube. So I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.